So everybody's heard about the chemical attack or whatever this is at the Trump rally. I figured out what it was. I'm going to tell you that right now. I'm putting this at the beginning. I already shot the video. I know what happened. I know what happened. I can say that confidently enough, and you're going to find out as well when you watch this video. Really important. Look at this stage. Okay, the people who had it happen to them are the ones who are on stage with Trump, not the people in the crowd, the ones who are actually on stage behind Trump. Now, why is that important? Obviously, because it's probably an attack on Trump. That is absolutely wild that there is any group in the world that preferred Biden 44% to 36 Trump. And then as soon as Biden drops out, now they're 59% Trump, 34% Harris. That's wild. Well, another day, another attack at a Trump rally. Who would have thought, you guys? I never could have imagined that I would have another story like this to do today. So, yeah, we're going to talk about this mysterious illness striking 20 Trump Arizona rally attendees who were right in the front row. And it sounds like, I mean, the theories that are running around the internet are wild. Chemical attack. Also, what do you call it? The Havana effect, you know, with like those radio wave weapons. I'm going to show you all of that. And we're going to look into the credibility of this thing. And is this another attempt on Trump? Is that what this is? Because this seems to be pretty consistent here. And I mean, this is all over the place. So we are going to look at that. Oh, and then we're going to go over this little number. The Teamsters, for the first time like ever, are not going to endorse a Democratic candidate. And why is that, guys? Why is that? Well, they're claiming that the majority of the Teamsters are backing Trump. So we're going to go ahead and look at this article also. So, you know, one story attack on Trump rally that hurts his supporters. And the day after, there may or may not have been a bomb at that one, the other one. And then we're going to look at this story, and I'm going to smirk through this one, and I'm going to be angry through the other one. So let's do that. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. That is the best way to know you are going to see my content. You will not see it if it's about this guy otherwise. And also, let me tell you about the sponsor of this video, Prize Picks. If you haven't played Prize Picks yet, I cannot stress this enough. Just watch what I do here and then get on board, dude. Now, Prize Picks is daily fantasy, but it's not like regular daily fantasy where you have to big some big complicated lineup. You literally can pick as few as 2 players that you're going to track this week. We're doing NFL because it's NFL week. And you pick stats that you think they're going to do more or less than. It is so simple. It's wild. Okay. Just pick any of these guys. You're like, all right, New England running back Antonio Gibson. You think he's going to do more or less than 8.5 receiving yards? Here you go. All right. I'm going with more. Boom. That's one of my guys. Hey, rush yards. Aaron Rodgers. Is he going to get more or less than 1 rushing yard? I'm going more. I think he's going to scramble. Okay. And look at that. Now I've got a roster over there. $20 entry fee to win 60. Now I'm just going to level with you guys. This far this season, I've been being a little bit aggressive. I've had like 6 guys on every roster, which is hard to hit. The payout's huge, but I'm going with multiple 2-player rosters this week. That's what I'm doing. You guys should do that with me. Now, one big note is that it's easy, very easy to get your money in and out with Prize Picks. And also, when you play and use promo code JesseOnFire, using the link in the description to get there, you're going to get a free $50 in your account as soon as you put $5 in play. That's correct. You make a deposit, you play $5 in lineups, you're going to get an additional free $50. So why don't you go do that, and I will see you on Prize Picks this weekend, racking up money on NFL. All right, let's start with this story because I'm going to tell you right now, I think I know what caused this, okay? I think I know what is causing this this crowd eye pain. Some people say they're even blinded by it. Anyway, so let's listen to the report, and then I'm going to tell you what I think is going on.
A recent Donald Trump rally in Tucson is raising questions. Multiple people who attended the former president's rally in Tucson last week have reported severe eye pain since the event. Good evening, and thanks so much for joining us for 12 News at 6. I'm Gabi Devine.
I'm Mark Curtis. 6 people who sat behind the former president on stage say they experienced eye irritation so bad they actually had to seek medical attention. 12 News journalist Jonathan McCall joins us with this developing story. Jonathan?
Hey, Mark Kriebe, good evening. We actually just got a chance to talk with one of those women on stage at the time who says that her eye pain so severe after that rally last Thursday, she had to go to the ER to get treatment, and she says today was the first day she has not had blurred vision since then.
So let's just stop real quick and let's pretend or like stop pretending that this is not a real thing. Like, this really happened for sure. Okay. There's too many of them. This is a real thing. It happened to like the group that was like the Latinos for Trump. They were sitting right behind the stage. Let's continue.
Myra Rodriguez was on stage when President Trump walked out onto stage. at the Linda Ronstadt Music Hall in Tucson last Thursday for that rally. She was sitting on stage right behind him. She says after that rally, she says she started noticing some eye irritation, and then she says things started to get worse by the hour. She says in a matter of hours, she had to go to the ER to get treatment. And she says she couldn't even lift her eyes, open her eyes up to be able to get information, to be able to see or even talk to other folks. Initially, she thought it was allergies until the very next day.
So look, hang on real quick. This is really important. Okay. Look at this stage. Okay. Really important. Look at this stage. Okay, the people who had it happen to them are the ones who are on stage with Trump, not the people in the crowd, the ones who are actually on stage behind Trump. Now, the reason that's important is because it was probably an attack on Trump, right? That's why they would get got.
Until the very next day when she was in the ER, she says she started hearing from other folks who were also sitting in the same section as she was, who started also talking about, complaining about eye issues as well. Rodriguez said a doctor told her the injuries were not caused by the lights. She says, again, her eyesight has improved, and again, today was the very first day she has not had blurred vision since that day, but she says her eyes are still sensitive to the light. She says she'd definitely like to know exactly what it was that caused that pain for not only her, but others in the same section.
Well, of course, yeah, the curiosity, right, of what could have happened. Why just that group, right? Especially why only the group that was where Trump came in. Right?
Listen, I'm telling you, I have such a good theory on this because this what they're describing happened to me in high school, and I found out what it was, and it was in an assembly when this happened.
Why not the other side, right? Why just this side of the group? And of course, I would like to, but it will be nearly impossible, I think, at this point, so many days after the event, that venue has been wiped out.
Oof. So Rodriguez says she has been in contact with the Trump campaign about what happened. The Trump campaign says it is looking into that incident about what happened.
Okay, so now let's also just read an article about it. Trump supporters who sat on stage during the Arizona rally suffering from mysterious eye injuries. It's unbearable. Multiple Donald Trump supporters claimed they suffered a mysterious eye injury and were forced to seek medical attention over the unbearable pain after sitting behind the former president during his rally in Arizona. Myra Rodriguez was among Trump's most loyal backers, seated in a confined position on the right side of the stage behind former president at the music hall. She claimed she was experiencing eye irritations when she exited the venue following a nearly 80-minute speech. As soon as we left and we stepped outside, my eyes were burning. Who was a former Planned Parenthood director, whistleblower, and vocal figure in the Republican Party, told the outlet. Thinking it was her allergies acting up, yada, yada. Are you sure you didn't get sprayed? This is exactly what I was going to say, okay? So it says, are you sure you didn't get sprayed with something? Your symptoms look like you got sprayed with something. She recounted the ER asking. I'm going there in a second. Her symptoms continue to get worse, yada, yada, yada. And it was just this one group. Okay, so here's the deal. Okay, I'll tell you what I think it is. I think they got sprayed with pepper spray. Okay, I think that the group, I think that this is getting I think that on their way out, at some point, someone misted pepper spray at that group. Okay, because the way that happened, like the fact that it was just this one group. And they said the second that they got outside is when it hit, so maybe they got sprayed on the inside, or maybe someone sprayed them from someone was on the roof, and was misting it or something like that. Like this was definitely an attack. Okay. This is definitely an attack. It's intentional for sure. But what I think it was is some leftist psycho who was probably misting pepper spray down on a big group of Trump supporters. And they probably sprayed the whole thing. They were probably on the roof and they were probably like, shh. There's enough to hit this group that's walking out. So they have like 20 people that got hit with a dropping, pepper spray thing. It was just enough to like get in their eyes a little bit, enough to where they'd be super irritated. They'd be like, oh my God, okay, there's something wrong. And again, that happened to me. Okay. This exact thing happened to me when I was in high school. Someone like the person that did it got expelled, but they had, might have even been mace back then. I can't remember. I think it was mace actually, because I remember my respiratory, I was like, okay, I don't know. I never felt anything like that, and I've never felt anything like it since. but I just could not stop coughing. There was something like an irritant that was in my throat, and I was like coughing in a way that it's hard to explain, like I'd been hit with something, you know what I mean? And, listen, if I had to bet my life on what happened here, I would feel pretty confidently that some leftist psycho was either on the roof or in the bushes or whatever, and they sprayed this group with pepper spray from a distance, or that was falling down to where only a little bit was getting on each person. But that's why there was like 20 people who got hit with it. And, and that's why Trump didn't get hit with it, because it's not what happened. I mean, I'm sorry, it didn't happen inside the music hall. It probably happened right as they were exiting, because she said that it started right when she exited. Okay. So I'm pretty sure that that's probably what happened. Well, now let's move over to this Teamster story, because, oh, boo-hoo, wow. For the first time in human history that I remember, the Teamsters are just like, yeah, no, we're just not getting involved. We're not getting involved. So I want to read this to you because it's hilarious. Like, they're basically like all of the Teamsters are backing Trump. You understand the last time that the Teamsters did not endorse a Democrat, okay, a union? Like, I want you to seriously understand, like, this is a big deal, dude. Okay, so the Teamsters declined to endorse election candidate, but claim majority backs Trump. Decision to not make endorsement for the first time in nearly 3 decades comes in wake of scrutiny of its president. Okay, Teamsters International, a powerful U.S. transportation workers union that represents over 1.3 million workers, declined to endorse a candidate ahead of November's presidential election, but released data suggesting most of its members backed Donald Trump over Kamala Harris. Polling conducted before Joe Biden, who in 2023 became the first sitting president to join the picket line, dropped out of the race, showed that the union's members preferred Biden to Trump 44-36, according to the union. In polling conducted after Biden dropped out and endorsed Harris, 59.6 said they wanted the union to endorse Trump over 34% for Harris. That's a big deal, dude. That's wild. That is absolutely wild that there is any group in the world that preferred Biden 44% to 36 Trump. And then as soon as Biden drops out, now they're 59% Trump, 34% Harris. That's wild. The Teamsters' decision to not make an election endorsement was the first time the union has chosen to not make an endorsement since 1996. The union has endorsed every Democratic candidate since 2000. So when I was, young, and that's the first time I would have ever been paying attention. And it comes in the wake of scrutiny of its president, Sean O'Brien, becoming the first Teamsters leader to address the Republican National Convention in July. John Palmer, vice president at large at the Teamsters, called the decision to appear at the convention unconscionable, given Trump's record of opposing labor unions. I am not familiar with that, so I'm not going to comment on it. Harris, the Democratic presidential candidate, met with the Teamsters this week for a roundtable discussion prior to the decision. Trump and Joe Biden attended roundtables with the union earlier this year. Unfortunately, neither major candidate was able to make serious commitments to our union to ensure the interests of working people are always put before big business. To ensure the interests of working people are always put before big business. O'Brien said in a statement on Wednesday, we sought commitments from both Trump and Harris not to interfere in critical union campaigns or core Teamsters industries and to honor our members' right to strike, but were unable to secure those pledges. Again, I don't know a lot about this topic, so I'm not going to pretend to. The union's vice president at large, John Palmer, told Politico that 14 Teamsters board members the 14 Teamsters board members voted to not endorse a candidate, while 3 voted to endorse Harris. Oh, geez. Hey, I wonder who the 14 were voting for. So in reality, this is a 14-3 vote for Trump. That's what that is. Okay, that's exactly what that is. And none voted to endorse Trump, right? Because they can't, because he's the Republican. But they voted to not mean in actuality, right? He was among the three who voted to endorse Harris and called the decision not to endorse cowardice. The Teamsters National Black Caucus endorsed Harris last month. Oh, shocker. In response to the non-endorsement, Teamsters Against Trump, a grassroots group of Teamsters, members, and retirees announced that they will expand campaigning efforts to elect Vice President Kamala Harris. Hey, good luck with that. Okay, they're either going to cheat, you know what I mean? They're either going to cheat or they're going to lose, Because if you didn't pay, oh my God. Speaking of which, you guys should really go over to X and take a look at the Democrats pretending they're sharing pictures of or videos of some other event at the at the stadium that Trump did his rally at, where there's not a lot of people there, and then they edited over the sound of Trump, doing his thing, and they're completely fake. They're absolutely fake. And then people who were actually there are responding with the real videos of that rally, and it's completely sold out. Like, it's like a stadium that's like sparsely filled. They're all, oh my God, Trump can't even fill up this stadium. And it's a complete lie. Absolutely fake doctored bullshit. When it comes to my vote for president, as a proud Teamster, there's no contest. Donald Trump doesn't give a damn about the working class. As president, that's ridiculous and not true. Trump didn't lift a finger to help Teamsters whose pensions were in danger. Instead, he installed his billionaire friends in the White House and did everything they could to stop workers from organizing into unions. The Trump campaign welcomed the Teamsters decision with secretary, yada, 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 in a statement posted, yada, yada. Okay, so you guys get the point. That is a big blow, dude. That's another big blow to the Dems. But anyway, that's enough for this video. Plenty more coming. Love you guys. Bye-bye.